The day the sky changed color was the day Olivia learned aliens were real. She walked home from her job at the library with her eyes up, watching the strange purple clouds swirl above the small town of Pine Ridge. No one else seemed worried, but Olivia felt something big was about to happen. The wind picked up, blowing her brown hair across her face as she hurried down Main Street. Her small apartment was just 2 blocks away, but she never made it there. A bright light flashed, and then a circle of grass in the town park began to glow. Olivia stopped walking. Her heart beat fast, but her feet moved toward the light, not away from it like they should. Other people ran past her going the other way, but she could not stop herself from walking closer to see what was happening. The air felt warm and smelled like flowers and metal mixed together. The glowing circle of grass opened up and a tall figure stepped out onto the earth. Olivia gasped when she saw who it was. The alien looked almost human, but was much taller with pale skin that had a blue glow to it. Long silver hair fell past her shoulders, and her ears came to sharp points. Her eyes were big and purple with no white parts. Olivia thought she looked like something from a story, book, an elf, or maybe a fairy. Behind the elf woman came another creature that made Olivia freeze in place. A dragon the size of a small horse with scales that changed color in the light. It moved like a cat, smooth and careful. Its eyes looked right at Olivia as if it knew her. The elf woman smiled and walked toward Olivia. She wore a dress made of something that looked like water flowing around her body. The dragon followed, staying close to its owner. People screamed and ran, but Olivia stood. Still, she could not make her legs work. The beautiful alien stopped right in front of her and bowed her head. "My name is Princess Elira of the star system you call Cygnus. I have been watching your planet for a long time." The alien spoke perfect English, but her mouth did not move exactly with the words. The sound seemed to come from the air around her, not from her lips. The dragon made a soft sound like bells ringing and moved closer to Olivia. She wanted to run, but something about the creatures made her feel calm. "I chose you." "Olivia Mitchell," the princess said. "My people have studied humans for many years, and you are the one we need. How do you know my name?" Olivia whispered, forgetting to be scared for a moment. "We know many things," the princess said. "We have watched Earth for 100 years. We know your languages, your customs, and your hearts. We have chosen this time to make contact because your world faces danger." The dragon moved even closer, and Olivia saw that its eyes had stars inside, them like tiny galaxies. She reached out without thinking and touched its head. The scales felt warm and soft, not hard like she expected. "The dragon has chosen you too," Princess Elira said. "This is rare. Kira does not trust easily." By now, people had stopped, running away. Some brave ones came closer, phones out, taking pictures. Army trucks could be heard in the distance, coming fast. "You must come with us," Elira said. "The others of your kind will not understand yet. They will fear us. They will try to capture us and learn our secrets, but we came for you, not them." Olivia looked around at her town, at the normal life she had always known. Then she looked at the beautiful alien and her magical dragon. She had always felt different, always felt like she was waiting for something to happen. "What do you want with me?" she asked, "to save both our worlds." Princess Elira held out a hand with 6 fingers. "The connection between our peoples begins with one person." "You," the dragon made the bell sound again and nudged Olivia with its head. She felt a warmth spread through her body and suddenly knew things she had never learned. Images filled her mind of stars and planets and creatures beyond imagination. "I think you're in my head," Olivia said, feeling dizzy. "Only sharing what you need to know," Elira said. "The complete link will form later if you accept what Olivia asked." "My invitation." The alien princess smiled softly. "Will you go out with me, human, and help me save our worlds?" The question was so normal, so human, that Olivia almost laughed. But she understood this was the aliens' way of asking for trust, for a connection between their kinds. The army trucks were getting closer. More people gathered around them now, keeping their distance but watching with wide eyes. Phones flashed as everyone took pictures and videos. Kira the dragon growled and moved between Olivia and the crowd. Its scales turned darker, more red than blue. We do not have much time, Elira said. The others are waiting. Others? Olivia asked. My ship orbits your planet. My people wait to meet the human who will help bridge our worlds. Olivia thought about her small apartment, her job at the library, her quiet life. She thought about the strange dreams she had always had about stars and other worlds, dreams that felt more like memories. Why me, she asked. Because you have always been half-elf, princess. Elira said your father came to Earth many years ago and fell in love with a human woman. Your mother never told you the truth. Olivia felt the world spin around her, the strange things about herself that never made sense. Her perfect night vision. Her ability to hear sounds others could not. The way plants grew better when she touched them. The dragon made a purring sound and pressed against her leg. Olivia felt a connection form between them like an invisible rope tying them together. Will you come with us now? Elira asked. Will you learn who you truly are? The army trucks stopped at the edge of the park. Men with guns jumped out and began to form a line. Olivia knew she had only seconds to decide. Yes, she said. And in that moment her world transformed. The dragon moved next to her, and the princess took her hand. A bubble of light formed around them, and the ground beneath their feet began to glow. Olivia felt herself rising up, floating toward the sky. She looked down and saw the soldiers running toward them. Guns raised, but they were too late. The town grew smaller below them as they rose higher and higher. The princess still held her hand. Kira. The dragon flew beside them, somehow moving through the air without wings. Welcome home, halfling, Elira said. You have much to learn. As the earth fell away below them, Olivia Mitchell, librarian from Pine Ridge, learned that her life story had only just begun. She was half alien princess, half human, and completely in the middle of a war between worlds that only she could help stop. The stars welcomed her as she left Earth behind, ready to discover her true self and her place in the universe. The spaceship was alive. Olivia could feel it breathing as she walked through hallways that glowed with soft blue light. Princess Elira led the way, her silver hair floating behind her as if underwater. Kira the dragon stayed close to Olivia, making soft bell sounds when she seemed nervous. This is a living vessel, Elira explained. It grows and learns just like we do. It knows your DNA now and will respond to your commands. Olivia touched the wall and felt it warm beneath her fingers. She was still, trying to understand everything that had happened in the last few hours. She had left Earth behind, discovered she was half alien, and now stood on a living spaceship, heading toward a war she knew nothing about. You said I was half-elf, Olivia said. My father came from your world. Elira nodded. We call ourselves the Sylvan. Our world is called Luminoth. We are not elves, but I understand why humans would use that word. We share some features with your myths. Why did my father leave me? Olivia asked, the question that hurt most of all. He did not want to. Elira said he was called back to fight in the Great War 20. Earth years ago, our enemies, the Void Reapers, attacked our home world. Your father was a warrior, a protector. He died saving many lives. Olivia felt tears in her eyes for a father she never knew. Kira made a sad sound and pressed against her leg, offering comfort. The Void Reapers. Olivia repeated the strange name. Who are they? Creatures of darkness. Elira said, they consume worlds, drain them of life and move on. They have destroyed 12 planets in our star system. Only Luminoth remains. We have fought them for centuries, but now we are losing. They reached a large round room with windows that showed the stars. Outside, Olivia could see Earth growing smaller, a blue marble in the blackness of space. Her heart ached at the sight. Several other Sylvans stood in the room. They all looked similar to Elira, tall with pointed ears and glowing skin, but they had different colored hair and eyes. They all turned to look at Olivia when she entered. This is the halfling, Elira announced. This is Olivia, daughter of warrior Thalin and earth woman Lily. The Sylvans whispered among themselves. Some looked happy. Others looked doubtful. One stepped forward, a male with short green hair and gold eyes. She is so small, he said. Can she really help us? I am still here, Olivia said, feeling brave suddenly. I can speak for myself, and I still don't understand what you want from me. Elira smiled. The halfling has spirit, she said to the others. Then to Olivia. You carry both human and sylvan blood. This makes you unique. You can bridge our worlds. You can help us convince Earth to join our fight. The green-haired sylvan shook his head. Humans are primitive. They fight among themselves, they pollute their world. Why would they help us? Kira growled at him, making the sylvan step back. The dragon had grown protective of Olivia in the short time they had known each other. Humans are young but strong, Olivia said, defending her mother's people. They adapt quickly. They solve problems in ways others might not think of. They can help if you give them a chance. A female sylvan with red hair stepped forward. I agree with the princess, she said. I have studied Earth. They have much to offer. And the prophecy speaks of a bridge between worlds. Prophecy. Olivia asked. Our seers predicted your birth. Elira explained. They saw a child of two worlds who would unite our peoples against the darkness, the Yapondi. Timing matches, you were born just when the prophecy said. And now the Void Reapers approach. Earth Olivia felt cold fear in her stomach. The aliens who destroyed worlds were coming to Earth, to her home. Her friends, her mother. When she asked how long, do we have 3 of your Earth months? Elira said. They move slowly, but nothing stops them. Once they set their eyes on a world, that world dies. Unless we can defend it, but why Earth? Olivia asked. There must be other planets. Your world is special, the red-haired sylvan said. It has more diversity of life than any planet we have seen. The Reapers hunger for such richness. Olivia looked out at Earth again, so small from here, but containing everything she had ever known and loved. What can I do, she asked. I am just one person. Half sylvan or not, I have no special powers, no knowledge of space. Wars. Elira took her hand. You have something more important. You understand both worlds. You can speak for us to your leaders. You can help them see. We must stand together. The ship made a sound like singing and the walls pulsed with light. A new sylvan rushed into the room. His face looked worried. Princess the Void. Scout ship has changed course, he said. It moves faster now toward Earth. They must have detected our presence. Elira frowned. This is not good, she said. They were not supposed to notice us yet. We need to warn Earth. Olivia said. My mother, my friends, everyone I know is there. We need to tell them. The Sylvans looked at each other with doubt. In their eyes, humans will panic, the green-haired one said. They will blame us for bringing this danger. They deserve to know, Olivia insisted. They deserve a chance to prepare. Kira made a loud bell sound and moved to stand beside Olivia. The dragon looked at Elira as if agreeing. The halfling is right, Elira said. We will return to Earth. We will speak with their leaders. But the council ordered no contact yet, the green-haired Sylvan argued. We were only to retrieve the halfling plans. Change, Elira said. Her eyes flashed with anger. I am Princess of Luminoth. This is my mission. Remember your place. Valen. The Sylvan named Valen bowed his head, but his eyes stayed angry. Olivia felt the ship turn. She could sense it changing direction, heading back toward Earth. She wondered how she would explain all this to human leaders. Would they believe her? Would they listen? Would they help fight a war against enemies from space? Elira squeezed her hand. You will not be alone, she said. We will help you explain, and we bring technology to help defend your world. Kira nudged Olivia, making a soft purring sound. The dragon seemed to be offering support too. The red-haired Sylvan approached, carrying a small crystal in her hand. For you, she said to Olivia. This will help you access your Sylvan abilities. Olivia asked. The crystal glowed when Olivia touched it. She felt warmth spread up her arm and into her body. All Sylvans can connect with living things. Elira explained. We can feel energy patterns, heal injuries, and in some cases see possible futures. Your human half has kept these abilities dormant. The crystal will awaken them. Olivia closed her eyes as strange sensations moved through her body. She could suddenly feel everyone on the ship, like lights in her mind. She could sense Kira most strongly, a bright presence connected to her own. "I can feel you," she said in wonder. "I can feel everyone." "This is just the beginning," Elira said. "With training, you will learn much more." The ship sang again, and Olivia opened her eyes to see Earth growing larger in the windows. They were returning home, but everything had changed. She was no longer just Olivia Mitchell from Pine Ridge. She was half-Sylvan daughter of a warrior from another world, and she was heading into a war. "What will your leaders do when we land?" Elira asked. "Do you think they will listen?" Olivia thought about it. The army would be waiting. The government would be scared and defensive. But they needed to understand what was coming. "They will listen to me," she said with more confidence than she felt. "I will make them listen." Kira made a happy bell sound and Elira smiled. "The prophecy was right about you," she said softly. "You are the one we have waited for." As the ship approached Earth, Olivia felt both fear and hope mixing inside her. She was returning home, but with a mission to save two worlds from destruction. And somewhere in the darkness of space, the Void Reapers were coming closer, ready to consume everything she loved. Elira stood beside her, watching Earth grow larger. "Will you help me fight for both our worlds?" the princess asked again. "Yes," Olivia said. This time with full understanding of what she was agreeing to. "I will." The living ship sang as it entered Earth's atmosphere, ready to change the course of human history forever. The White House lawn was covered with military vehicles. Soldiers stood in lines, guns ready as the Sylvan ship hovered above them. Olivia looked out the window, feeling her heart race. She had never imagined she would be bringing aliens to meet the President of the United States. "Are you ready?" Elira asked. Her silver hair was now braided in a formal style. Her dress seemed to be made of living light, changing colors with her mood. "No," Olivia admitted. "But we have no choice." Kira moved between them, making soft sounds. The dragon had grown even more protective of Olivia during their journey back to Earth. "Remember what we practiced," Elira said. "You will speak first as a human. They will trust you more than us." The ship lowered gently to the ground. The wall opened, creating a doorway to the outside world. Olivia took a deep breath and stepped forward. Kira stayed close to her right side, Elira to her left. 5 other Sylvans followed behind them. The soldiers raised their weapons as they appeared. A man in a dark suit stepped forward. "Olivia Mitchell," he called. "We have been looking for you since you disappeared from Pine Ridge 3 days ago. Has it only been 3 days?" Olivia thought it felt like weeks had passed since she left. "Earth, I came, back to warn you," she said loud enough for everyone to hear. "The Earth is in danger. These people are here to help." The man in the suit looked skeptical, but he waved for the soldiers to lower their weapons. "The president is waiting inside," he said. "You, and only you," Elira stepped forward. "I must come too," she said. "We bring knowledge your people need." The man looked at the tall alien princess with her glowing skin and the dragon at her side. He spoke into a small radio and waited for a response. "Fine," he finally said. "The president will see you and 1 alien. The others stay here under guard." Elira nodded to her people who remained by the ship. Only Kira refused to stay, moving closer to Olivia. "The dragon comes with me," Olivia said. "It is my protector." "More," whispers into the radio, more waiting. Then a nod. "The dragon too. But any hostile move and our snipers will fire." Kira made a sound like bells but stayed calm. Olivia could feel the dragon's thoughts touching her mind. It was not afraid, it was determined. They were led through large doors into the famous building Olivia had only seen in pictures. People stared as they passed. Some looked afraid, others curious. A few took pictures with phones until security stopped them. The Oval Office was smaller than Olivia expected. The president stood as they entered, a woman with short gray hair and sharp eyes. She showed no fear as Elira and Kira entered, only interest. "Miss Mitchell," the president said. We have many questions about your disappearance and return. With extraterrestrial visitors, Madam President Olivia began. We don't have much time. Earth is in danger. Hostile aliens called the Void. Reapers are heading toward our solar system. They destroy planets, drain them of life. They have already destroyed 12 worlds in the Sylvan system. The president looked at Elira. Your people, she asked. Yes. Elira said, we have fought the Reapers for centuries, but we are losing. The war comes to Earth next. The president sat down and motioned for them to sit as well. Only Kira remained standing, the dragon watching everyone carefully. Why should we believe you, the president asked. How do we know this isn't some trick to invade Earth yourselves? Olivia felt anger rise in her chest. They are telling the truth, she said. I have seen the evidence. The Reapers are real. The threat is real. We have 3 months before they reach Earth. 3 months, the president repeated. That is very little time. We bring technology, Elira said. Defensive shields, energy weapons, healing methods. We will share everything we have, but we need Earth to join us. We cannot win alone. The president looked thoughtful. Why us, she asked. There must be other worlds, other allies. Earth is special. Olivia explained. It has more biodiversity than any planet. The Sylvans have discovered the Reapers' hunger for such richness, and she hesitated, uncertain if she should share the next part and what the president prompted. And I am half Sylvan. Olivia said, my father was from their world. He came to Earth, fell in love with my mother and had me. Before he could tell her the truth, he was called back to fight in the war. He died protecting his people. The president looked surprised. I see, she said, and this matters because I am the bridge between our worlds, Olivia explained. According to Sylvan prophecy, I can help unite our peoples against the common enemy. The president stood and walked to the window, looking out at the Sylvan ship on her lawn. Even if I believe you, she said, and I am not saying, I do, convincing the world to unite against an invisible threat will be nearly impossible. Nations that are enemies would need to work together. Resources would need to be shared. Military secrets revealed. The political cost would be enormous. Elira stood her full height, making her tower over the human leader. The cost of doing nothing is extinction, she said. The Reapers do not negotiate. They do not show mercy. They consume and move on. Kira made a low sound and moved to the window. The dragon looked out as if sensing something. We have proof, Olivia said. Elira, show her the recordings. The princess held out her hand. A small crystal floated above her palm. It projected images into the air. Planets burning, black ships, like oil slicks in space. Creatures made of shadow moving across dying worlds. The president watched her face growing more serious with each image. When the projection ended, she was quiet for a long moment. I will need to consult with my advisors, she finally said. With world leaders, with scientists. This is too big for one person to decide. How long will that take? Olivia asked. We don't have much time. The president looked at her watch. Give me 48 hours, she said. Keep your ship here as a show of good faith. Elira nodded. We will wait, she agreed, but not longer. The Void Scout ship moves closer each day. As they left the Oval Office, Kira suddenly stopped making a high-pitched sound. Olivia felt alarm through their connection. What's wrong? She asked. The dragon Elira looked. Concerned too, Kira senses something, she said. Something wrong. They were led back outside where the other Sylvans waited by their ship. But something had changed. Olivia could feel it. A heaviness in the air. A wrongness. One of the Sylvans ran to meet them. Princess, he said urgently. We detected a void energy signature nearby. They are already here. Elira looked shocked. They should not be here yet, she said. Not for months, unless they sent scouts ahead. Olivia suggested. Advance teams to prepare for the main force. Kira growled, the sound no longer like bells but like thunder. The dragon's scales turned dark red, its eyes fixed on the sky. We need to tell the president, Olivia said, turning back toward the building. Too late, Elira pointed upward. A patch of sky turned black, not like clouds but like a hole in reality. A ship appeared, black and oily, looking like a stain against the blue. It was smaller than the Sylvan ship, but somehow more threatening. The soldiers raised their weapons again, but this time aiming at the new arrival. It's a Void scout ship, Elira said. They know we are here. They know we have warned you. The black ship hovered silently, then a beam of darkness shot downward, hitting the ground nearby. Trees withered, grass turned brown, a circle of death spread outward. The soldiers fired their weapons. The bullets hit the black ship but seemed to be absorbed. Making no damage, Elira shouted orders to her people. They ran back into their ship. Lights began to glow along its surface. Kira roared and suddenly grew larger. Its scales hardened. Its eyes blazed with inner fire. Olivia felt power surge through their connection. The dragon is ready to fight, Elira said, and so must we. The Sylvan ship rose slightly off the ground. A pulse of blue energy shot from it, hitting the black ship. The darkness rippled but held. We need to get back inside, Olivia said to Elira. We need to convince the president now. We don't have 48 hours. Another beam of darkness shot down, this time hitting closer to the White House. The ground where it struck turned gray and lifeless. Soldiers shouted, orders were given. People ran in all directions. Some toward the building, some toward the strange ships. Elira grabbed Olivia's arm. You must use your powers, she said. The crystal I gave you. Focus on it. Feel the life around you. Push back the darkness. Olivia touched the crystal that hung around her neck. It warmed under her fingers. She closed her eyes and tried to feel the energy Elira had described. First, nothing happened. Then she felt it. A web of light connecting everything living. The trees, the grass, the people. A network of energy flowing in all directions. And she could feel the darkness too, like holes in the web, places where the energy was being drained away. Kira pressed against her side. The dragon sent images to her mind, showing her how to gather the energy, how to shape it, how to push it outward. Olivia raised her hands, feeling power flow through her body. It didn't feel alien or strange. It felt right, as if she had always known how to do this but had forgotten. Light spread from her hands, bright silver and blue. Meeting the darkness, pushing against it. The black beam faltered. The president came running out of the building, surrounded by security. They stopped when they saw Olivia glowing with power, holding back the alien attack. Now do you believe us? Elira called to the president. The president stared at the scene before her, alien ships in battle, a dragon grown to twice its size, and a young woman from Pine Ridge holding back darkness with light from her hands. Get me the Joint Chiefs, she ordered someone nearby, and the UN Secretary General. This is happening now. The black ship fired again, this time directly at Olivia. Kira jumped in front of her, taking the hit. The dragon roared in pain but stood firm. Olivia felt rage rise within her. No one hurts my friends, she shouted. The crystal at her neck blazed with light. 1 month passed since the attack on the White House. The world changed faster than anyone thought possible. United Nations meetings ran day and night as countries put aside old conflicts to face the new threat. Sylvan technology appeared in military bases across the globe. Crystal-powered shields rose over major cities. Scientists worked with alien visitors, learning new forms of energy, new ways to fight. Olivia stood on the roof of the New World Defense Headquarters in Geneva, watching the sunset. Kira lay beside her, the dragon now permanently bonded to her. They could share thoughts and feelings across any distance. The once small dragon had grown larger now, the size of a small car. Its scales shifted between blue and silver depending on its mood. You should rest, Elira said, joining her on the roof. The princess wore more practical clothing now, a silver uniform that matched the ones worn by Earth military forces. The symbol of the United Planets, a blue Earth and a green Luminoth circling. Each other was embroidered on her sleeve. I can't sleep, Olivia said. Too many thoughts, too many worries. The Void main force was now detected by deep space monitors, 6 massive ships moving steadily toward Earth. They would arrive in 8 weeks, the B. Scout ships came more frequently now, testing defenses, looking for weaknesses. 3 had been destroyed, but each battle was harder than the last. You push yourself too hard, Illyra said, touching Olivia's shoulder gently. You train all day, teach others. At night your body needs time to recover. Kira made a sound of agreement. The dragon had become protective of both women, often bringing them food when they forgot to eat or nudging them toward beds when they worked too long. I feel responsible. Olivia explained. These are my people, both human and Sylvan. They look to me for answers, for hope. She had become a symbol in recent weeks. The halfling who could channel both human determination and Sylvan power. Television shows featured her story. Children dressed as her for costume parties with toy dragons at their sides. Politicians wanted her at their events. Scientists wanted to study her. And ordinary people just wanted to see her, to know the defender of Earth was watching over them. Illyra took Olivia's hand. Their fingers intertwined. The princess had stayed close through everything, helping bridge the gap between the species, offering Sylvan knowledge while learning human ways. The War Council meets in an hour, Illyra reminded her general. Lily wants to review the new weapon tests. Olivia nodded. General Lily was her mother, now in charge of the joint human-Sylvan defense forces. When they had reunited after Olivia's return to Earth, her mother had hugged her tight and whispered, I always knew you were special. I just never guessed how special. The door to the roof opened, and a young woman in a military uniform stepped out. Commander Mitchell, she said. General, requests your presence early. The void ships have changed course. They are moving faster. Olivia felt her heart sink. They were running out of time. Each new calculation showed the enemy arriving sooner, adapting, learning, preparing. Tell her we are coming, she said to the messenger, then to Illyra. Do you think we are ready? The princess looked out at the city where humans and Sylvans work together. We are stronger together than either of us would be alone, she said. That gives us a chance. Kira stood stretching its long body. The dragon looked toward the sky as if it could see the enemy coming from beyond the atmosphere. In the war room, screens covered the walls showing defense positions across the globe. General Lily Mitchell stood at the center table, her gray hair pulled back in a tight bun, her face showing the strain of recent weeks. The news isn't good, she said when Olivia and Illyra entered. The void ships have increased speed again. New estimate puts them here in 5 weeks. Not 5 weeks, Olivia repeated. The shield network isn't complete. The new weapons are still being tested. We have to accelerate everything, General Lily said. Some cities will have to do without shields. We focus on population centers and military installations. The other leaders in the room nodded grimly. They had all lost weight, lost sleep, lost the luxury of time. Since the first attack, politics had given way to practicality. Nations shared resources and information, working together as never before. The Sylvan scientists have completed the energy disruptors, Illyra reported. These should disable the smaller scout ships, but the main vessels are too powerful. We need something more. All eyes turned to Olivia. She had become their greatest weapon, the only one who could channel both human and Sylvan energies into the pure light that hurt the void creatures. We need more like me, she said. We need more halflings. The room grew quiet. General Lily looked troubled. We have no way to create more halflings, she said. You are unique. A Sylvan scientist named Mira stepped forward. Actually, we might, she said. We have studied Olivia's genetic structure. The combination of human and Sylvan DNA creates something new, something the void cannot absorb or corrupt. What are you suggesting? Olivia's mother asked, her voice sharp. A treatment, Mira explained. Not permanent. Not changing anyone completely, but temporarily giving humans some Sylvan abilities or giving Sylvans some human traits. The balance seems to be what matters. Would it work? Illyra asked. Would they be able to generate the light as Olivia does? In theory, Mira said. But we would need volunteers. And the process is not without risk. Kira made a low sound, moving closer to Olivia. The dragon seemed troubled by the idea. I will volunteer. Illyra said suddenly. Everyone looked at her in surprise, the Princess of Luminoth offering herself for an experimental procedure. No, Olivia said immediately. It's too dangerous. We don't know what it might do, I trust. Mira, Illyra said. And we need every advantage. This war will not be won by shields and weapons alone. We need the light. You create. General Lily studied the princess for a long moment. Then she nodded. Very well, she said. Princess Illyra will be the first test subject. If it works, we find more volunteers. The meeting continued, plans being made, forces positioned, resources allocated. When it ended, Olivia pulled Illyra aside. Why did you volunteer? She demanded. You saw what happened to the last scout ship we destroyed. It nearly killed me to generate enough light. Illyra touched Olivia's face gently. That is exactly why she said, you cannot bear this burden alone. And she smiled softly. Will you go out with me, human? After all this is over. The question caught Olivia off guard, but she found herself smiling back. Yes, she said, if we survive. 2 days later, Olivia stood outside the laboratory watching through a window as Mira prepared Illyra for the procedure. Kira pressed against her side, offering silent support. The dragon had grown even more since the last scout ship attack. Now, standing as tall as a horse, its intelligence had increased too. It could understand complex ideas and communicate them through the mental bond it shared with Olivia. They will hurt her. Kira sent the thought, wrapped in concern. The dragon had grown, fond of the princess. They are trying to help, Olivia replied, but she shared the dragon's worry. Inside the lab, Illyra lay on a bed surrounded by machines. Both human and sylvan doctors moved around her. A crystal similar to the one Olivia wore was placed. On Illyra's chest, it glowed with inner light. Mira approached the window. We are ready, she said to Olivia. You should step back. This will release a lot of energy. Olivia nodded but did not move. She would not leave Illyra alone during this. Kira growled, softly in agreement. The procedure began. The crystal on Illyra's chest glowed brighter. Machines hummed. Doctors called readings to each other. Illyra's body arched off the bed surrounded by light. Then something went wrong. The light turned from blue to red. Alarm sounded. Illyra screamed, a sound Olivia had never heard from the calm princess. Olivia ran to the door but found it locked. Kira roared and rammed the door, breaking it open. They rushed into the room, pushing past doctors. Illyra, Olivia called, reaching for the princess. Her skin was hot to touch, glowing red instead of the normal blue. Mira tried to pull Olivia back. The energy is unstable, the scientist warned. You could be hurt. Olivia ignored her, placing her hands on Illyra. She felt the chaos. Inside the princess body, energy spiraling out of control, too much power with nowhere to go. Kira joined them, placing its head against Illyra's side. The three of them connected Olivia, Illyra, and Kira. A circuit formed. Olivia closed her eyes and reached for the light inside herself, the balanced energy of human and sylvan. She guided it into Illyra, helping stabilize the wild power. She felt Kira doing the same from the other side. Slowly the red glow faded, returning to normal blue. Illyra's breathing steadied. The alarms quieted. She opened her eyes, looking up at Olivia. Did it work? She asked, her voice weak. Mira ran scans, looking at readings with amazement. It worked, she announced. The princess now carries both energies, not as strong as Olivia, but present. The balance is there. Illyra sat up slowly with Olivia's help. I feel different, she said. Like part of me was asleep and now is awake. I can feel Kira too, not just see the dragon but sense its thoughts. The dragon made a happy sound, nudging Illyra's hand. This changes everything. Mira said, we can create more defenders. Many more. With proper safeguards, the procedure can be improved, made safer. News of the successful experiment spread quickly. Volunteers came forward, humans and sylvans willing to take the risk to help defend Earth. The procedure was refined each time, becoming safer, more reliable. A new force was created. Warriors who could generate the light that harmed the void ships. Olivia watched as training facilities filled with these new hybrid warriors. Some took to it naturally, others struggled, but all were determined. The clock was ticking down. 5 weeks became 4, then 3. Illyra recovered quickly, growing stronger each day. The sky turned black, not from clouds but from ships. 6 massive void vessels hung in orbit like oil stains against the stars. Smaller scout ships swarmed around them, hundreds of them descending toward Earth. The final battle had begun 2 days. Earlier than predicted, Olivia stood on the command platform of the main defense station outside Geneva. Illyra beside her and Kira behind them. The dragon had reached its full size now, as large as a bus. Its scales hardened into armor, its eyes blazing with inner fire. The shield network held at first, the crystal-powered barriers glowing blue over major cities. The void ships fired beams of darkness that splashed against the shields, unable to break through. "It is working," General Lilly said, watching. The global defense screens. A direct hit on London shield holding, New York holding, Tokyo holding. Then something changed. The largest void ship began to pulse with dark energy. The smaller ships moved into formation around it. They fired together, not at the shields but at each other. Their beams crossed, merged, became something new. A single massive beam of pure darkness shot downward. It hit the London shield. The blue light flickered, then failed. The darkness poured through. "London is down, General." Lilly shouted, "Void forces descending." Olivia felt the loss like a physical blow. Millions of people now exposed. She looked at Illyra, whose face showed grim determination. "We need to deploy the hybrid forces," the princess said. "The shields alone will not hold." Across the globe, the new warriors took flight. Human and Sylvan soldiers infused with balanced energy rode on transport ships. Some flew with personal crystal wings. A few of the strongest Sylvans carried humans through the air. The dragons flew, too. There were more of them now. 40 dragons had come from Luminoth, joining Kira in the battle. Olivia, Illyra, and Kira joined them, rising toward the massive void ships. The dragon carried both women on its back, its powerful wings beating against the air around them. The hybrid warriors began to generate light, pure white light that hurt the void creatures. The smaller scout ships tried to flee, but many were caught in the light, breaking apart, dissolving into smoke. "We need to target the main ships," Illyra called to the warriors. "Those are controlling the attack." The hybrid forces turned their attention upward, firing beams of light toward the massive vessels. But the distance was too great. The light weakened before reaching its target. "They are too high," Olivia said to Illyra. "We need to get closer." Kira roared in agreement. The dragon flew higher, pushing against gravity, against the thinning air. Other dragons followed, each carrying Sylvan and human pairs. The strongest light generators, the best hope for Earth. As they rose, the air grew colder. The dragon scales heated, keeping Olivia and Illyra warm. Their breath came faster, the oxygen thinning. Sylvan crystals glowed, providing bubbles of breathable air around the riders. The void ships saw them coming. The swarm of scout vessels moved to intercept, dark beams fired downward. The dragons dodged, moving with incredible speed. Some were hit, their riders falling, the light within them flashing out as they died. Olivia felt each loss like a wound. But still they climbed higher. Kira reached the first scout ship. The dragon opened its mouth and breathed not fire but light, pure white light that cut through the darkness. The scout ship broke apart. Olivia and Illyra joined their powers, sending a combined beam through another enemy vessel. More dragons arrived, more light flashed. More scout ships fell, but there were too many. The dragons and their riders were outnumbered 100 to 1. For each scout ship destroyed, 2 more took its place. "We need to reach the main vessel," Illyra shouted, the control ship. "If we can destroy it, the others will be weakened." Kira understood. The dragon angled upward, pushing harder against gravity. They broke through the cloud of scout ships, aiming for the largest void vessel, the one pulsing with dark energy. Other dragons followed, forming a wedge behind Kira. The scouts chased them, firing beams of darkness. Some found their targets. Dragons fell, trailing light as they died. The humans and Sylvans, they carried falling with them. Olivia felt rage build inside her. They would not die in vain. She channeled her anger into power. Her crystal blazed with light. Elira joined her, their energies combining, becoming stronger. The main void ship loomed before them. Massive and terrible black tendrils of energy reached out, trying to grab them. The dragons breathed light, burning the tendrils away. Almost there, Elira called. They were close enough now to see the surface of the ship. Not metal, but something. Organic, something alive, then disaster. The void ship fired directly at them, a beam of concentrated darkness. The dragon scattered, trying to avoid it, but Kira was hit. The dragon roared in pain. Its scales turned gray. Its light dimmed. Olivia felt Kira's pain through their bond. The dragon was dying, its life force being drained by the darkness. "No!" she screamed. She placed her hands on Kira's back, pouring her energy into the dragon, trying to replace what was being stolen. Elira joined her, adding her power, but it was not enough. The darkness was too strong. Then Olivia felt something new. Other minds touching hers. The hybrid warriors below were connecting with her, sharing their power. Humans and Sylvans, hundreds of them, thousands of them, linked. In a network of light, the energy flowed through Olivia into Kira. The dragon scales brightened, returning to blue, then to white, glowing with inner fire. Kira roared triumphant and surged forward. The dragon crashed into the surface of the void ship, light against darkness. The impact shook the massive vessel. "Now," Elira shouted. "Now while we touch it." Olivia and Elira stood on Kira's back, their hands linked. The crystal at Olivia's neck floated upward, glowing brighter than the sun. They focused all, the power being channeled to them from below. All the light from thousands of hybrid warriors, a beam of pure white light shot from them into the void ship. The darkness tried to absorb it, to feed on it. But this light was different. Balanced human, determination and Sylvan wisdom merged into something the void could not consume. The ship trembled. Dark energy pulsed, trying to fight back, but the light spread across its surface, cracks appearing like wounds in the darkness. More dragons arrived, joining the attack. More light poured into the cracks. The void ship shuddered. Energy began to leak from it. "It's working," Olivia called. "Keep pushing." The networked power from below grew stronger, the humans and Sylvans giving everything they had. The light from Olivia and Elira intensified, cutting deeper into the void ship. With a sound like 1,000 screams, the massive vessel broke apart. Darkness burst outward, then collapsed inward. The ship imploded into itself, becoming nothing. The effect spread. The other 5 main ships shuddered, their connection broken, their power source destroyed. The scout ships fell from the sky like rain, dissolving before they hit the ground. Kira roared in triumph. The other dragons joined, creating a sound that shook the heavens. "We did it." Elira said, her voice weak from the effort. "We won, but the victory had cost them dearly. Dozens of dragons had fallen, hundreds of hybrid warriors. The power network that had saved them had burned out many crystals. Many minds were lost." Kira flew down, carrying Olivia and Elira back to Earth. The dragon was injured, its flight unsteady, but it lived. They all lived. The Earth was saved. Below them, cities celebrated, shields powered down as the threat ended. People poured into streets, looking up at the sky where darkness had been replaced by light. At the command center, General Lily waited, tears in her eyes as she embraced her daughter. "You did it," she said. "The Void Fleet is destroyed. Our deep space monitors show the remaining ships retreating. They are leaving our solar system." But Olivia knew this was not the end. The Void would return someday. They would grow stronger. Learn from their defeat. Try again. "We need to prepare," she said. "We need to build better defenses, train more hybrids. Make the shield network stronger." Elira nodded. "But we will do it together," she said. "Humans and Sylvans, as one people." The bridge has been built. Kira made a soft sound of agreement. The dragon had shrunk back to normal size, conserving energy to heal. but its eyes still shone with intelligence and pride. In the days that followed, a new era began for Earth, no longer alone in the universe, no longer divided by old conflicts. The planet, united against a common enemy, had found a new purpose. The Sylvans offered to stay. Some would return to Luminoth to rebuild their world, but many chose Earth as their new home. Bringing knowledge and culture, sharing technology and art, Olivia and Elira stood on a hillside outside the small town of Pine Ridge, watching as a new building took shape, a school for hybrid children, those born of human and Sylvan parents, a new generation that would grow up knowing both worlds. Kira lay nearby, watching dragon younglings play. They tumbled over each other, their scales shifting colors as they learned to control their abilities. "You never answered my question properly," Elira said, turning to Olivia. What question? Olivia asked, though she knew. "Will you go out with me, human?" the alien princess asked, softly. And the words held so much more meaning now, after all they had been through together. Olivia smiled, looking at the beautiful alien who had changed her life. Changed her world? "Yes," she said, "I will." Elira took her hand. Their fingers intertwined, human and Sylvan. The crystal at Olivia's neck glowed gently, responding to their happiness. Kira made a sound like bells. The dragon sent feelings of approval and contentment through its bond with both of them. The war was over for now, but the connections made would last: peace between worlds, understanding between species, and love between an alien princess and a human librarian who discovered she was so much more. The sky above them was clear of darkness, filled with